Welcome to the first Signal Boost. I am blatantly ripping off another particular YouTube page that I love, but I talk a lot about music and I have more than just one interest, so I figured this will be an opportunity for me to talk about different things outside of just music. This will be a kind of a forum, shall we say, for books, movies, other interests that I love and I want to share with you guys. And hopefully it'll also open up the forum so that you guys can tell me of some of the other interests that you have. So first off, I am going to stay in the line of music for a particular musical group called the RnL Project. These guys do fantastic covers of very popular music, but blend it very perfectly in more of a progressive rock feel. They have done my favorite cover of a Taylor Swift song of 22. And also my favorite cover of a Pamplemousse song, Expiration Date. They actually worked with the creators, with Pamplemousse, in reconstructing this song in a new life. Every time they put out a new song, I very readily enjoy each one, and I always look forward to their new performances. And whenever I see any of their live performances, they're able to capture the essence of the studio output. So I highly recommend these guys, and you should definitely have a look and check out some of their amazing musical styles. Next up, we enter into a book recommendation. This is going to be Notes Book Club, as we say. And first off, like all of my favorite books, this one was a gift and a recommendation from one of my best friends. This has grown to be one of my favorite books of all time, and that is, of course, Carlos Zafran's Shadow of the Wind. I have bought this book at least a dozen times just to give as gifts to some of my best friends, because this guy is the first book that I read that really showed the love of reading. And since its publication in the early 2000s, a lot of books have mirrored that. We had The 13th Tale, we had even to some extent The Book Thief, and we had a lot of other books that celebrated the love of reading, but I feel in here it's less of a straight up love letter and more of a plot device and some way to move the plot forward. The whole plot is a young man who lives in Barcelona within the 40s, goes to the cemetery of forgotten books or of lost books, where at the time books were being destroyed or being captured, and this is where people would bring books to keep them safe. And so he finds the title book, The Shadow of the Wind, and he falls in love with it, and he wants to read more of this particular author. And he finds and tracks down as many books as he can, but he finds out that all of this particular author's books have been destroyed, have been burnt, and now there's a shadowy figure out to destroy his copy too. So it's mystery, it's intrigue, it's got a very beautiful love story, and it goes through several generations of individuals of how this book came to be. It's a fantastic read, and one that I highly recommend. And my final recommendation, my final signal boost is, of course, not necessarily Dungeons & Dragons. I am a huge player and runner of the D&D world, but the actual boost that I have outside of just the game, because if you haven't played it, you should definitely check it out, is actually a YouTube page of Critical Role. I discovered these guys back about probably in May or June of last year. Each of their episodes, I will give a forewarn, is a full Dungeons & Dragons game. So it's about 4 hours in and around 4 hours for each episode. What it did was it not only gave me more insight as a DM, as a dungeon master, but also great insight of how to have fun and different avenues you can have fun as a player. I actually got one of my good friends into Critical Role, which has led her into Dungeons & Dragons. The characters are very well-rounded, and these guys are all voice actors as well, so they bring a full life into each of the characters that they play.
You open your door and you see Grog sitting there looking a little sheepish.
Grog, what's wrong?
Yeah, look, I had trouble sleeping, and I actually know giant, but I can't read it.
Okay.
Do you think maybe before this fancy smart potion wears off, you could teach me some letters?
Each episode has me laughing full out loud. Each one has me on an emotional level connecting with each of their characters. And Matthew Mercer, the DM, is a master world builder, and what he does with each of these characters is just beautiful. So highly recommend it. The first video has over 1 million views, and each subsequent one from there has just been fantastic. So that's about it for my first 3 signal boosts. What do you guys think? Do you want to hear more about it? What are some of the areas that you want me to cover? Do you want me to cover TV shows, movies, other books, other interests? I do have a next couple of ones already lined up in my mind for which ones I'm going to boost, so let me know of some of your own down below. And thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. You guys are definitely the best. And until next time, notes out.